Fox 23 is staying on top of breaking news. The search for these two missing girls is over. Ivy Webster and Brittany Brewer. This comes after Okmulgee County deputies found 7 bodies on the property of a convicted rapist. I'm Shay Rossi.
And I'm Sarah Whaley. Thanks so much for counting on us tonight at 6. We start our breaking news coverage with Fox 23's Abigail Dye. She's live on the scene just east of Henryetta. Abigail, I know a lot developing out there. What do we know so far?
Well, Sarah, this is just, it's tragic news, and this is a tragic scene. Everything is so heavy here. Now, I'm on this property where the sheriff says they found those 7 bodies. This is just off of Holly Road, and that's east of 75 in Henryetta. I'll show you the property here behind me. There's quite a bit of land here, a lot of open land, and then a house. Now, the sheriff does say that Jesse McFadden, a convicted rapist, lives on this property with his wife, Holly McFadden, and their 3 children. Now, those 2 missing teens were known to last be seen with the McFaddens. They actually came to this property for a sleepover, and we have been told by the mother of one of those missing teens that she is one of the bodies that was found here on this property, and that there were 5 children and 2 adults found here. Now, McFadden was convicted of rape in 2002. He got out of prison in 2020, but allegedly while he was in prison, he was charged with child pornography charges, and he was supposed to stand trial today for that case, but he never made it to the courthouse. Now, the Okmulgee County Sheriff Eddie Rice says he can't give positive IDs on these bodies or a lot more information at this time, but they're continuing to investigate.
We're still conducting an investigation. We're still following up the leads, still doing everything that we can just in case there's something that is left open. We don't want to miss anything, so everybody's still actively going. I want to thank the Violent Crime Task Force, the DA's office, Sheriff's Department, Henryetta PD, Okmulgee PD, OSBI, and all the other entities that come out here and assisting with this. So again, it's a tragic day in Okmulgee County again, and we just ask that you pray for the families.
Tragic. I think that word is sticking with all of us right now. Even as my photographer and I were driving down here, we were hoping that this wouldn't be the update that we had to bring you. But it is, and our hearts are certainly with the families. Obviously, there are a lot of questions left, and that's why we have multiple crews out here. We're going to stay right here on scene and continue to try to get you those answers. Live covering News That Matters, I'm Abigail Dye, Fox 23 News.
We have been staying in touch with the mother of one of the missing girls. Cannot imagine what she's feeling tonight.
Absolutely not. Fox 23's Michelle White continues our team coverage at the scene as well. Michelle, this is absolutely heartbreaking. We don't even really have the right words for what they must be going through.
Shay and Sarah, we don't. It is heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking before we got this news. And as mothers, we feel other people's pain. So it was very tragic to hear this news. I'm standing in front of the house of Jesse McFadden, where he and his wife Holly and her 3 children live. It was just about an hour ago that law enforcement announced to us that they did find the bodies of 5 juveniles and 2 adults. The suspected killer, they believe, is Jesse McFadden, and 2 of those teens who were missing since Sunday are believed to be among the 5 juveniles who were found here. I did speak with one of the teens' mothers before the news conference, and she told me that police had already notified her that her daughter Ivy, her daughter's friend Brittany, and the McFadden family were all dead. These are pictures of 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer, 2 friends who left on Saturday morning to go out with another friend, Tiffany, who is the stepdaughter of Jesse McFadden. When the parents of the teens hadn't heard from them since Sunday morning, they called law enforcement. Ivy told her mother she was spending the night with her friends, Brewer and Tiffany, at McFadden's house, and that the friends were planning to go to McFadden's ranch in McAllister. But the Okmulgee County Sheriff said they never arrived. Webster received a text from Ivy on Sunday morning, but she says she isn't sure now that text came from her daughter. Okmulgee County Sheriff Eddie Rice says the teen's cell phones did not ping to towers. Earlier today, McFadden's car turned up parked across the street from this property. And around 3:45, Webster's mother told me she got the news that McFadden had reportedly killed Ivy, Brittany, his 3 children, his wife, and himself. Sheriff Eddie Rice did not confirm that, but he said the 7 bodies were found here and the search for the missing teens is over.
We Snapchatted that night because that's what me and her do. Then Sunday morning I got a message saying that she was going to McAllister to do the fence and that they should be home by 5. And I asked her if she could get home earlier if she could. She said, yeah, she'll try.
OSBI is now leading this investigation and will be looking to them and the medical examiner's office for further details. It was mentioned earlier that McFadden was due in court this morning at 9 a.m. and that was for a jury trial for charges pending against him for procuring juvenile pornography and for soliciting sexual communication with a minor while in prison. I spoke with the DA in that case, and he said that all of the attorneys were in judges' chambers when they got that emergency ping about the missing teens. We'll continue to bring you updates, and as Abigail said, we have crews on the scene, and we'll continue through the night. Live in Henryetta, covering news that matters. Michelle White, Fox 23 News.
Such a sad, sad story, and the community is coming together tonight to support the families involved. A little more than an hour ago, Henryetta Public Schools announced a vigil. It will be tonight at 7 at the Knight Center new gym. They asked the community to pray for the families affected by this tragedy. As a result, the kindergarten graduation planned has been postponed. We do have a reporter who will be there and will bring you a live preview at 6:30.